Hello and welcome to Cocktail Hour, Episode 3 with your hosts from the PS Best Friends podcast. I'm Anthony Palm. With us is Miguel Alvarez and Jeffrey Mizrahi. How you guys doing this week?
What up, what up, what up?
That wasn't the question, Jeff.
The
question was, how are you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah, learn some fucking manners.
Yeah, dude. Fucking guy, man.
Fucking Gen Zers.
He eats ice cream and then he just goes wild.
What do you answer to that question? Hey, how you doing, Matt? Like someone says. I always either do good or like you.
I'll do like good, how are you? And then they never say anything back.
Yeah.
I'd
Some
say
people
I'm
do
doing
go
well.
into full detail on that. I've had a coworker. I'm like, how you doing, man? He's like, you know what, man? I'm trying to do
So,
this.
you're talking to coworkers now? You're actually talking to them?
Oh yeah, now I'm talking to go. I listened back to last week's podcast and I'm like, huh.
Like, oh, I sound like a fucking Melvin.
It's like a crazy person. But yeah, you guys been watching any?
Just a little?
Just a tad.
Yeah.
You watching any Olympics?
I watched Red Gerard
Okay.
win gold in the snowboarding freestyle last night. That was dope.
And yeah,
17-year-old kid from Colorado
Yeah,
won.
17.
Crazy.
I watched that today. Snow sloping, I think the actual name was. That looks cool. The way the announcer described it was very funny. He's like, and this whatever road up here, very video game-esque. So you know these.
I remember him saying that. That was
he
funny.
said that. I'm like, huh. I don't know what makes it video
What are you
game-esque.
talking
but
about?
Cool that you said that. I guess I don't know. Maybe-
So yeah,
Like a Tony
that's
Hawk.
pretty much all. I watched that, and I watched like a little bit of the figure skating with Tay. What I have been watching, and I finished, was Altered Carbon.
Oh,
Very,
yeah,
very
wow.
good series.
Yes,
Miguel, did you
yes.
finish it yet?
Yeah. I thought... Did you finish it first or I did? I
I
know you
finished it
did.
first. You
'Cause
were
you
ahead
had
of me
a
until
day
like
off.
the last couple episodes.
Yeah, until
and
you
then I
got a
finished it.
fucking day off. You call off.
I
and...
worked from home.
Yeah, okay.
I did for like 4 hours.
Sure.
I
Yeah, so
didn't have a lot of work to do that day. That's why I called out.
So I'm 2 episodes in from y'all's recommendations, of course. I think it's pretty cool. Very sci-fi
I really
show.
like it.
Yeah, you
I
guys.
really finishing
Yeah.
it. I really liked it. There was a lot of cool ideas. See, there's this one thing. I'm just gonna. It's not really a spoiler. It's just like, not a MacGuffin. It's like a device that they use, like a plot device that they use in episode 4, where it's a VR torture chamber.
Oh,
And
that was cool.
I want to see what your thoughts are on it because I think that's something that
Oh.
you would find really cool.
Wait, you don't watch Black Mirror, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's also my first take of Altered Carbon. Is pretty much just a bunch of Black Mirror ideas thrown into an actual TV show.
Well, this was a
Miguel,
book
you
too.
know what I'm saying?
This was a book a long time ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's a scene where the detective chick puts something in her eye, and then it's pretty much that episode of Black Mirror where
But there's a
device in your
purpose
eye.
to it. It's not just like in Black
No,
Mirror.
yeah, no, I'm just saying it's cool. It's I've seen something like this.
Yeah,
in
you
Black Mirror
could-
before.
Like any TV show that you see now, there's parts of some other shows or stuff like that, dude. So I mean,
I
they
just
can-
really loved it. This
think
show
about
was
'em.
basically cyberpunk eye candy, and I thought it was very cool how they used different actors to portray different people. And the VR torture room episode in episode 4 was fucking awesome. It's not really, I guess that's not really a spoiler because it's you don't know what happens in the episode. But I thought Joel Kinnaman was awesome in the show. I thought the guy that played the OG Takashi.
Yeah, he was pretty
Or
cool
Takeshi.
too.
I thought he was very good as well, and I really enjoyed the show. I was very surprised because I don't watch shows a lot anymore. Really, I watch whatever Tay watches, and especially Netflix shows. I don't like the binge-ness of Netflix shows. I like
But what happened?
being able to be like, I spend 1 hour this week,
You pretty much watched the whole season in one day.
but I don't. But other shows I haven't done that with.
yeah,
you know?
but
So
it was that.
this
good
show
that
was
you did it.
specifically, it was just the show that I wanted at that time. And it was a perfect storm of I wanted a show like this that was that cyberpunk, purple and neon colors everywhere, and the flying cars
there
that
were
looked
some
like from Blade
scenes
Runner.
that the camera would be behind the main character or something, and he'd be looking out at the future city, and it would just stay hang there for a couple seconds. Wow, that
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching 4K in my basement
Ooh.
on my 4K TV. Yeah, so it looked really good. Not
Yeah,
HDR
and
though.
the thing that I would give the show credit for, that I would say keep watching for, is that it just gives you twist after twist after twist after twist.
Yes,
It's
it
not
does.
like some shows, there'll be
Especially
one
close to the
big
end.
twist This show, it's like it kept like throwing you for a loop every like other episode. It was just very.
It was
cool,
hard
very cool.
to anticipate what was gonna happen, which is
Exactly.
good. Instead of some other shows, there was like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, and then it happens, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
So-
that's cool. I've speaking of 4K, I've been also yeah.
Because we mentioned it before. When we were talking about when you were done with it, I told you to watch Westworld. Have you touched it? Because that show is amazing, dude.
I want to get to it. I've seen the first
so
episode
good.
like when
yeah,
it
I think
came
me and
out.
Anthony are the same. Funny enough, we both watched the pilot.
Like when it was like originally coming
Yeah,
out.
but
Oh
I
my
just
God,
didn't
it's so
continue.
good.
I liked it.
So
I just
good.
didn't keep up with it. It was one of those things where they were releasing episodes early or something, and then I couldn't keep up with the schedule or when they were releasing them. And
I
was like,
waited
I'll
until
watch
the
it when
whole
it's all
thing
out.
was out, so I
That's
just
what
binged on
yeah,
it, and
that's
it's
why
so
I
good.
did it, and then I just never went back to it.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna watch that soon. Though,
Oh, that's a
because
much watch. I think you guys will both enjoy it, especially if you guys watch it right before Red Dead hits.
I know.
Or
it's
you guys
Red
gonna be
Dead.
so hyped for
Any
it.
open world game I know here has
Yeah.
a lot to do with like NPCs and stuff. Yeah. What other? Oh, Jumanji was really a lot like that.
So
Like
you
where
were about to say you were watching Planet Earth because you're a fucking nerd.
Oh yeah, no. So 4K on my TV just because
Just because 4K, you watch that.
Because if you use an app on a built-in smart TV that has that's a 4K smart TV, like the Netflix app is kind of like tailored towards 4K because it knows you're on a 4K device, so it's like it's showing you all the 4K content like that you wouldn't see on like a PS4 or something. So like, all right, let me find and see what Planet Earth's all about, and that show is crazy. Oh my god, it's just
I just couldn't get over it. Miguel and I are like, dude, did you get to this twist yet in Altered Carbon? And you're like,
Like,
dude,
no, I'm watching
bears scratch
that.
their backs by doing dance moves on a tree. And we're like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Oh, that was hilarious. The way the bears. I mean, it's just like it doesn't really hold back. So it's like just like one story. There's this tree on like some island that like drops all these like sticky seeds on the bird population that lives there, and like half of them die if they get the sticky seeds on their wings, they can't get them out, and it weighs them down. And they weigh down to the fucking bottom, and they can't get any food, and they just starve. And it shows like this, like the camera like pans over like a graveyard of like the like dead bird carcasses, and it's like whoa,
Terrifying.
nature, man. I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, it's a fun watch. It's interesting. I thought it would just be like background fodder, but it's so much. Like, pay attention to what I think David Attenborough, the narrator. I think he's
Yeah, they go really in depth with those because they plant cameras for like years and years collecting footage and stuff. Like they research all kinds of crazy shit.
I would pay $100 for a fucking Blu-ray on the making of Planet Earth. It boggles my mind how they get some of these shots. It's like, sure, long lenses, all right, got it, but like the
They
placement
have
of some of
cameras
them?
in the ground and shit.
Yeah, it's like the placement of some of them. It's like, dude, this must have been like right next to this guy because like there's clear like the way it's positioned. There's clearly a tree behind like where the angle's coming from. I just don't know how they do it, and it astounds me.
So you wanted to talk about what, the Olympics this week? Well, let's get that out of the way.
Well, hold on. Let's go first on what some people sent in question wise.
We did get some questions for this episode.
Yeah, first up from Jake Jericho, and then a twist question with Nathaniel. First up, question for Cocktail Hour: favorite movies and TV shows. So I think I've definitely
Is this
said,
like all time? Or
yeah, let's go. Let's go all time. And if you can't think of your top, say like what would be in your top 3.
Yeah.
So if you're not comfortable putting it as number 1, put it as number 2. Favorite movie? I feel like I've said it before. The Social Network is
really.
Such an
Favorite
interesting choice.
Yeah, it is an interesting choice, but I feel like it's very me. So it's like if like it's kind of
Yeah.
obvious.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
No,
I
I
ain't
just-
thought that movie was good at all. But
I've never seen it. Not
it's crazy.
not intentionally. I just haven't. Just never.
yeah, I love the writing. It's so snappy. It's because like the writing's super fast and ADD. So like that's like check 1 for me right there. It's about like a college dropout, like doing whatever the fuck he wants. That's awesome.
I feel
And
like
it's
you're the
just
type of
about
kid that
Facebook.
really enjoyed Project X.
Oh, that was a fun watch. That was the POV party movie. That was cute. Yeah,
It was.
that's
It
cute.
was alright.
that was
Okay.
it was so like
It was so like trying to be The Hangover, but with teens. You know,
Yeah.
like, it was.
it was too unbelievable. You know?
Like it was trying to be like this really happened, but it didn't.
Oh, and then they got a gnome full of ecstasy.
Yeah, or heroin or whatever it was. Yeah.
It's like, what?
It was dumb.
Has any of the writers been to a goddamn high school party before?
For me, I mean, I'm pretty generic.
Godfather.
Wait.
I mean-
Wait. Are we going movies first and then TV
Let's
shows?
let's
You do
movies
whatever.
first.
Okay.
So for movies, I mean, it's pretty obvious for me. I mean, the Lord of the Rings extended cut trilogy. I have the One Ring as a wedding band, so obviously that. Yeah, I've read the books as well.
Are any
Star Wars,
particular
obviously.
your favorite?
Out of the three, because The Hobbit it's tied in, but I consider it its own thing. Which I enjoy The Hobbit. People give too much shit to The Hobbit. It's
I
not
enjoy it
great.
too.
Tied as
not
best
great.
movie with the Lord of the Rings movies?
Who?
It's tied in.
You have...
No, I don't. No, I'm
the
saying I
series
can't
is
separate-
tied into the Lord of the Rings.
I
It's
thought
not
you were
Like,
saying
tied
the
in
Hobbit's
lore-wise.
tied with the Lord of the
No,
Rings.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no, no,
interesting.
no. I enjoyed the Hobbit movies for what they are. You know what I mean? Like
They
I know they're not the
stretched it
greatest movies.
to 3 movies.
Yeah,
which
it should have been
they
1.5
shouldn't-
movies.
Exactly.
But I enjoy them for what they are. But yeah, no, it's the trilogy is the trilogy. The Fellowship, the first 2 hours of the extended cut of the Fellowship is my favorite part of that entire saga. I mean, I love the whole thing, but the first 2 hours of the extended cut of Fellowship, and then of course Star Wars. If I had to pick my favorite Star Wars, I hate ranking the Star Wars movies.
You don't need to, dude.
Yeah, all right. So I'll just go
Let me
Star Wars
just say-
franchise. Star Wars
Yeah,
franchise.
exactly. I mean, you don't
And
need to.
And then
You're putting yourself.
and then the Harry Potter series. I know they're not the best movies, but I mean, I grew up reading the books, and then the books obviously were ahead of the movies. Like as far as like Game of Thrones is now caught up to the books. Like the Harry Potter always stayed ahead of the movies with the books, so I was always ahead of the movies. But I thought at least the first 3 movies were so exactly the same as the books that I loved them. And then I kind of it went from there. So those movies, Fantastic Beasts, it's all right. And then I mean, like I said, I'm kind of generic as far as like the pop culture shit. Even though like it really was what made what I'm made up of. Like to say that, but then I'll go on a tangent about Tom Bombadil. You know what I mean. And then trying to think of stuff that's not like the obvious pop culture stuff. I really, really, really loved Baz Luhrmann's Great Gatsby, which everyone hated it for some reason. Everyone hated it for some reason because Jay-Z did the soundtrack. I really, really liked that movie, like a lot, like way more than I thought. Because the book's my favorite book of all time. The F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby. It's my favorite book of all time.
Have you seen the first movie in the 70s?
The one with Robert Redford, I still have not. I've seen clips of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yeah, because I read about half the book in high school and then didn't want to finish it, but I had to read the book, for high school. So I watched, and this is before Baz Luhrmann's film came out.
Right.
So I had to, I watched the old 70s one. I'm like, this is more boring than the fucking book. And I'm not saying the book's boring. I'm just saying
I kind of
don't like
skimmed
reading.
through the book in high school, and then before the movie even came out, I went back and read the book, like way later on. I don't know what even made me want to reread it, but I went back and reread it, and I was like, why didn't I like this in high school? Like maybe I was more mature when I went back and read it, but I love that book. I've read it 4-5 times maybe. I'm probably gonna reread it again this year. 6 if you count the audiobook time that I listened to it. Which shout out to Jake Gyllenhaal playing Nick on the audiobook. It was fucking pretty good.
The audiobook has different voices for different characters?
No, Jake Gyllenhaal narrates the whole book. Like he's the reader. He's the reader for the audiobook, and it was very good.
Because he's the narrator of the story.
Right. And then shout out to another movie that I always forget about, but then I'm always like, and actually shout out to Clerks as well, but I'm not going to talk about Clerks right now. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I gave one movie. I think Anthony listed about a dozen already.
I'm like, see, but those are like the only movies I ever watch, though. Like, you watch a lot of movies, and then you're like, here's the one I like. I'm like, I watched these 7 movies and nothing else. But yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That pound for pound may be my number 1 favorite movie. I love everything about that movie. I love how weird it is. I love how quirky it is, and it's very strange and very uncomfortable, but at the same time very like welcoming. And I thought Jim Carrey was excellent in it. I love Kate Winslet in it. I love Mark Ruffalo for the small amount of screen time he is. He's great in it. I love that movie.
Good.
Miguel, how about you? Favorite movie?
I'm probably gonna mention a couple. It's not as much as Jeffrey, but Anthony, but the The first one that came in mind, it was the Batman trilogy. I just love them.
The Nolan trilogy?
Yeah, the Nolan trilogy.
Rises,
love them.
But yeah, Begins and Dark Knight.
Amazing, dude.
Great game. Great movies.
Those three. When I was growing up, Scarface. I watched that movie so many times, dude.
I've never seen it.
So good. Really?
That's one of those movies I've seen the whole thing, but in different pieces. It's like I've never seen it once straight through, but I've seen all of it in different times. Same with like Jaws. For some reason, I've never seen straight through.
It's just great, dude. I love it. That. And two more real quick. Django Unchained.
Django
One
Unchained,
of the best movies I've ever seen.
So fucking long, but great movie.
Amazing movie.
I only saw that once in theaters, but yeah, no, I'd love to see it again.
I've seen it a couple
I loved
times.
it then. Also.
I own like the steelbook for it. I just never. I tried to rewatch it, and I got 2 hours into it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucking tired.
I love the Lord of the Rings movies too. Watched them multiple times. And Interstellar, one of the newer ones.
See, I
Interstellar,
own that, and
I love it.
Still haven't got to it. I bought it for like
just saw
$5 on Blu-ray, and I just haven't. I need
Really?
to watch it.
I just saw it
It's
for the
so
first time
good.
recently. Very good. Enjoyed it a lot.
I like that space
That
stuff.
was Nolan as well, right?
So, it was Nolan. It's like I just
Inception
saw a
was
couple
good,
weeks
too.
ago. Inception was
Inception.
very great too. I saw Alien Covenant. I really liked it. I don't know
Yeah,
why
you
people
did.
were
How did you
hating
feel
on
about
it.
Prometheus? I liked Prometheus, but I
I
was
like
the only
Prometheus,
person.
too.
I was like, you and I are like the only two that actually liked Prometheus. Apparently, everyone else hated it.
But that's the thing. I
I liked
those
it
type
for
of
what it
movies.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't like. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, it's not an alien movie. It's dumb. Like I liked
No,
it for what it was.
just like the origins, dude. I mean, it's like people are fucking.
Plus, Trey from the OC was in it, so I mean, you know.
I mean, the twist on the movie on the Covenant, I really enjoyed it.
Still haven't seen Covenant. I should watch it because I liked Prometheus so much. Prometheus is actually the first movie I ever watched with my wife.
Really?
Yep,
Interesting.
because I brought my 360 over with Prometheus on a flash drive, and her my father-in-law at the time he like didn't know that I was super tech savvy, and he's like, I don't want this kid touching any of my shit. So she like felt bad, and then we ended up renting it on Comcast because he didn't want me like hooking up my 360.
Oh, that's funny.
Huh.
But
And now he
yeah,
loves
no,
you. I
Which that
assume?
makes him sound like he's a dick. He's actually an awesome guy, but he just didn't know who I was at the time.
Talking about favorite movies before we go to favorite
To the
TV
TV
show, Black Panther's coming out this Friday.
I heard it's good.
I heard
I'm
it's great,
probably
yeah.
not going to see it opening night just
Same.
because I'm broke, but I'll probably matinee. I am excited for it. I got a lot going on.
No
Are you gonna
joking,
wait for
what-
the pass thing that you have? Movie
Yeah, I'm gonna
pass?
see it next. I'm gonna see it next week once the crowds have settled.
okay.
I'm just kind of overseeing Marvel movies on launch day now. Like I used to be I used to not miss any movie. I would see every movie at like the 7
Just
o'clock
way too
showing
much,
on
dude.
Thursday.
I mean,
That's
the
what's
main
gonna happen to
ones-
Star Wars.
I just can't like.
That
the
same
main
thing
ones,
is
I
gonna
feel
happen to
like-
Star Wars if they do that.
Obviously. Oh yeah, but so true on Star Wars.
And that could be a topic of its own that we can do maybe next week. But
There's so many coming
Unless
out.
you wanna do it
I don't
this
know
week.
why would they announce two whatever.
Because people are watching them. But
do you want to just talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Nah, really.
Nah, because we got questions. We got questions.
Not
already.
really.
All right. Favorite TV shows.
And favorite TV shows. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Really?
Great show.
Number one. I
Great,
think that
great
is
show.
the pinnacle
Excellent show.
of comedy on TV.
It's weird. I saw
Ever.
I saw what's his name,
Better than
Dennis.
Seinfeld also.
What's Dennis's real name?
Glenn
Better
Howard.
than what?
Glenn Howerton. I know it. I just couldn't remember. He's in a new show, AP Bio,
God
and I was
damn it.
like, I was like,
God
dude,
damn it.
you're Dennis. Like, stop.
It's so bad.
Same with
It's so bad.
same with what's that other show? The Mick.
The Mick with Caitlin Olsen. D.
And it's
from
like,
Always Sunny.
listen, like you can go be in Finding Dory, and that's fine, but you're like, you're D.
It's
But yeah,
just
that's
such
a
a
great show.
it's-
So you
it's-
unnecessarily compare Always Sunny to How I Met Your Mother. I love How I Met Your Mother. I'm not ashamed to say I love How I Met Your Mother. I don't compare the two. They're totally different to me. You know what I mean? Like
when have I compared them?
because one time you like How I Met Your Mother, my G. Like you were making fun of me, and I was like, what do you like? Why are you talking shit about How I Met Your Mother? And you're like, Always Sunny is better, and I'm like, they're different. Like I don't.
You have to
compare
show
them.
me the receipts on that one.
Dude, I will look it the fuck up if you want to pull that receipt bullshit. You fucking millennial.
Just quick thoughts on AP Bio. It's like it's a bunch of NBC execs were like, hey, that guy's funny on that show. Let's get him in another show, but like clean it up, And it's Dennis acting like Dennis, like a crazy psychopath, but in an actual world. So it makes no sense. It's like, why are people around him tolerating him? It's like, I get it. That's the joke. But
I just love.
it makes no
I
sense.
just love when Frank is like, "You kids are crackheads." I don't know why. I just love that scene and Always Sunny.
Me and Charlie like banging whores. But yeah, Always Sunny is my favorite TV show. What about you guys?
Oh, that's Rambo.
Fuck.
What are you guys' favorite TV shows?
Anthony?
How I Met Your Mother is maybe not my favorite TV show, but it's the show I've seen the most of because for a long time, Tay and I we would put it on like when we would go to bed, and it would just be on, and we've seen it front to back. Just
Hold
I
on,
don't know how many times.
backtracking. I do like dramas, by the way. But I consider Always Sunny like better than like Breaking Bad, in my opinion. Like I love Breaking Bad, but it's like I put Always Sunny.
You're
as
really
more of my.
Wow.
It's not better, like not.
Oh man, oh,
my favorite.
probably on
higher.
time going to time out, bro.
Yeah, just
Please
wanna-
watch the YouTube video of this so you can see my face reacting to that. Oh my god.
This
yeah,
kid,
continue.
dude.
You were
This
saying?
kid.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Breaking Bad's up there. Game of Thrones, obviously. The first couple seasons of Walking Dead were good, and then it went to shit. I really like. There was this show called The Glades on A&E that I really liked. It was like Dexter if Dexter wasn't a murderer, like if he was only doing the detective work.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, like a lot. Like I think it ended up getting canceled. I think after season 4. I really liked it. I think it's still on Netflix. But that's really cool. There's what else? Star Wars Clone Wars obviously is one of my favorite animated shows. Rebels also very good. The music for Rebels is very, very excellent. If you're a huge Star Wars fan. TV. Yeah, I mean, I'm not big into the Marvel Netflix shows. I'm not big into like the DC stuff on a CW. I don't know. Gotham, I think is terrible. I think Gotham is
Daredevil, the
awful.
first season's amazing.
For what?
Which one?
Daredevil, the first.
Yeah,
season.
I like Daredevil season 1. It's not that I just didn't get into them. I don't know. Like I watched like 4 episodes of Jessica Jones. I liked it, but I didn't feel the need to finish it.
It gets much better.
But I think
first.
the DC CW shows are terrible. I think Gotham is
Arrow-
Gotham is awful. Gotham is
Arrow.
like,
The first like 2 seasons of Arrow
Yeah.
were really good, and then it's
I
just,
thought the first season of Arrow was boring as shit. It was
I
Batman
really enjoyed
Begins,
it.
there's a lot of
but
talking.
they
And, yeah,
like.
yeah. It depends what you want to. If you just want.
I hear
action,
Supergirl's
maybe
okay.
like-
Flash season 1 was okay, but I just
Yeah, that's
it's just
okay.
too much. Too much CW the shows. It's too much.
Yeah, I mean, it suffers, of course, from like what comic books suffer from, where it's like
No,
you
it
better be
suffers-
watching all the shows or all the every.
No,
every
dude,
They
it's
all
not
tie
even
in
that.
each other, like
it
Agents of
suffers that
Tomorrow or whatever
It
that
needs
show
to be
is.
like 23 episodes, 20 something episodes for each season. It's like why so much?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's
what
a
it
normal.
suffers.
That's a normal order for TV.
Yeah, I know
No,
that,
I
but it's, like, way
agree,
too
but
much.
they should change it.
yeah, Miguel, what's your favorite show?
I'm surprised that you guys, especially you, Jeffrey, you look like a guy that probably like Rick and Morty.
Oh, I love Rick and Morty.
Seen
Yeah.
the first 2 seasons. Very enjoyed. Enjoyed
I-
it a lot. I just never got around to season 3, but yeah, I dig.
Okay.
See, the thing is, I like Rick and Morty for like the actual
But
intelligent
it's not like
humor.
favorite. It's just
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
like it. I honestly, it's not really
Yeah, I
even
think it's
comparable.
favorite.
I don't think,
I
but
love it.
Adventure Time
I've
was
seen
always
every
like
episode.
one of my favorite
okay.
cartoons.
All right,
Adventure Time, good.
all right. Other than like Breaking Bad, because that's one of the best fucking masterpieces out there. True Detectives, the first season, I really like that.
I still gotta finish season 1. I don't know why I never.
Oh,
but
True
my main-
Detectives, yeah.
Like my
I
main
haven't-
3, I might be forgetting something, but my main 3 is probably Lost.
Ooh, love
I
Lost.
fucking loved it, all of it. I don't
never
get the
got on.
ending.
Even season 3 during the writer strike with that Nikki
yeah, it
Impala
was-
bullshit.
I still liked it. I don't get the ending. Like I do not get it at all.
I get it.
how it ends.
We could have maybe a one-on-one about that one day.
I don't get it. Sherlock, the BBC.
That's another one I gotta watch with
so
Martin
good.
Freeman and
yes,
Benedict
it's
Cumberbatch.
so good, dude. It's so good. That
Bilbo and Smaug.
yeah, it's fucking amazing. And for me, Burn Notice. I don't know if you guys heard that.
My brother
I know
fucking.
that,
My brother
It's
loves Burn
so
Notice.
good.
What is it, lawyers?
No,
that?
it's the main guy. He was burned by the CIA
Yeah, it
or
was,
FBI.
Yeah,
or
he
one
was
of-
in the
one of those-
CIA. He got burned, and he's trying to figure out what happened.
He's trying,
but
and
he
he's
does,
trying to
like-
help other people that are burned
Yeah,
as well.
like other jobs and stuff like that, and it
Was
tells you
burned.
like I would do
It was
this
burned
and that,
from-
and
It's like they were agents and then they got.
they got burned by the CIA. So pretty much meaning that they
Like
got
fired?
thrown to the wolves.
Like their
pretty much.
yeah, like their identities were shot to shit,
Yeah.
and they're not like they can't get like they're it's. He explains it
gotta
like
watch
literally
it.
in
He
the opening of
explained
an
it at the
episode.
beginning,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Like if you see the intro of the thing, it tells
it's
you.
like they were basically blacklisted.
Yeah, pretty much. And so people are trying to kill him and shit like that.
But
'cause
yeah,
they
my
find
brother,
out
my
that
brother's
he's the
a
one that burned them or
huge
whatever.
Burn Notice fan.
It's
Also,
so
shout
good.
out to Dexter seasons 1 through 4, plus 7, not 5, 6, 9 or 5, 6, 8. I don't know. Dexter was a good show back in the day.
Oh, Vikings. I love it.
Weeds, good show.
Hail
Richie,
on Wheels.
My brother used to love that.
Love that.
Shouts out to Dragon Ball. I'm watching Super right now. Dragon Ball Super, I think is the only show I'm watching week to week. Like the only live show I'm watching that's not on Netflix or anything. And I'm also actually rewatching Dragon Ball Z Kai, which I'm really enjoying as well.
So what's did we have another question?
And then Nathaniel with the reverse. Worst movie series? That's an interesting one.
It's got to be Transformers, right?
Probably.
I mean, the
I mean,
first
I
couple
j-
were okay.
I mean,
But that's like kind of selective. I mean, depends.
popular opinion. DCEU
No.
worst
fuck you.
movie series.
Even though I mean, Suicide Squad, it was
It was okay.
it was all right. I don't know, like what's like 50 Shades? That's like the
Yeah,
bane
that
of
shit's
the movie
bad.
world.
Yeah.
You know, like that maybe that like Twilight, that series is terrible all
But
around.
Well,
Some
it's like you
people
talk
love it.
about,
It's like you could say like, yeah, for some people the
Yeah,
DC
it's all-
comic
it's all
ones
popular
are
opinion.
garbage, but I'm okay with them. So it's like it's selective, dude. You can't
Yeah.
be
I mean,
like,
I
oh,
do
it's
think young
worse.
adult novels being turned
Here,
into
I'm
movies
gonna-
was very detrimental to the movie industry, though.
what movie series I love but just had a bad entry. Cloverfield Paradox. That just came
I
out.
thought it was alright, dude. I don't.
It was very meh. If you don't know the history of it, it was.
I love the first movie. I haven't seen Cloverfield Lane or the new one.
Yeah, no, Lane was good.
First was so good.
I
though.
think Lane.
How
was
about the
also,
Mortal Kombat movies?
Oh, never seen him.
Tay loves
Really?
him. I never saw him. but
I've
Tay
never
loves him.
seen
Or she at least liked the first one.
any. I mean, I think Prince of Persia, but like, I haven't seen more than like 5 video game movies.
How about Scary Movie, like 1 through like 6 or
Scary
7?
Movie 4 scared the shit out of me as a kid.
It's a comedy, huh?
Which one was the one where the Wyan
think
brother gets rolled up
3
into a
was.
blunt?
I have no idea.
Was that 2?
What was it? Say it again.
The one where the Wyan brother gets rolled up into a blunt? The ghost
Oh,
smokes
that
him?
was fun. I thought
Was
that
that
was
2?
2 or 3. Yeah,
It was
it's one
2,
of
I
them.
think.
Yeah.
There was the skeletons in the dungeon that were chasing him around. That movie that was good.
fucking
That was
funny.
good. They
I
gotta
don't
stop
think-
with those
yeah.
parody movies though. Like the scary movie ones were like the only ones that did it good, and then there was like the 300 Spartans was terrible, and
Meet
like
the
a haunted
Spartans.
house was terrible.
What was
let's
Meet the
see.
Spartans a play on? What does that Meet the?
300.
No, but the name Meet the. It was like a reality show.
Well, like,
It wasn't Kardashians. Meet the.
or wasn't it just Meet the Parents?
Is that what it is? I guess.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, but there was another movie. There was something around there.
Because
too.
I think Meet the Fockers came out that year,
Maybe.
or like the year before, so that it was relevant. But yeah, then you remember recently they did. It wasn't the same studios, but it was in the same vein. They had a bunch of high-profile actors in it, and it was like a fart humor type movie. I think it was called
Oh,
Have
Movie
you guys-
43. Was it?
yeah, it was terrible. It was awful.
The trailer looked
So bad.
terrible, and it got terrible reviews. But it had like Hugh Grant with like big
It
names.
was all
were in
big
it.
name actors that did like 5 minutes of screen time each.
Like ScarJo was in it, yeah. And they do like these individual bits that I just heard were really bad. So shout out.
I got
Again,
2
check out.
movies, 2 series, I guess. Let
Okay.
me know what you guys think. The National Lampoon movies.
You don't like
Um,
those?
No, just bring it up. Those are, I mean, some of those are classics.
Van
But
Wilder.
the newer
Great
ones
movie.
kind of suck.
Animal House. I actually just recently saw Animal House, and I didn't
though. Like that one's good. I'm saying like
think it was that funny.
Like Van Wilder was basically a tryout for Ryan Reynolds to be Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rise of Taj, wasn't that with Cal Penn?
Yep.
But I mean,
I never saw that one.
The more
So-
recent National Lampoons, the old isn't Vacation a National Lampoon? National Lampoon's Vacation with
Pretty
Chevy
sure.
Chase.
I don't know
I
if the
think
newest
so.
one, but yeah, I think the
That was
original
funny. I watched that for the first time recently. Vacation with Chevy Chase is fucking
It's like
funny.
way raunchier than you like remembered it.
Oh yeah, movies in like the 70s, like their humor could do anything.
have you guys seen any of the 3 or maybe 4 movies of the Human Centipede?
No,
I just have. I'm not disturbed by it. I just have no interest.
I stay away from gore porn and
really
shit.
It's not porn, dude.
Like no
Gore,
porn.
like torture
Oh,
porn
I
is the
heard.
phrase.
Okay. I'm like, oh, that's just so messed up, dude.
What do you guys think of the
Grosses me out.
like recent comedy movies? I feel like there's so many good ones that no one talks about, and then there's so many bad ones that everyone talks about. Like Hall Pass was a great comedy movie, and I feel like no one talked
It's
about it.
okay. I seen
Like
it.
Hall Pass
It's
was
okay.
raunchy as fuck. It was hilarious, and no one talked about it. But then everyone talks about these shitty comedy movies, like fucking.
I mean, I
even think
can't
off the top
really
my head,
think
but-
of a standout comedy movie last year. I think like the funniest movie I saw is like where you don't expect comedy was Thor Ragnarok. I thought that was like one of the funniest movies of last year.
Yeah,
easy.
it was good. When did Dirty Grandpa come out? Was that 2016?
It's like 2-3 years
probably.
ago.
That movie was fucking. I know it was part of the, like the kind of funny zeitgeist where a lot of like Colin Moriarty was talking about it, and then everyone watched it because of that. But
That's
it just
that was
when Danny
Zac
Glover,
Efron, right?
when
And,
Danny Glover is just like, yeah, fuck him up, Alf. I fucking lost it.
yeah, I hear that all the
Hey,
fuck
guys.
my I don't even know the reference.
You need to
Guys
watch.
seen,
You need to watch it. It's on Hulu, I think.
What do you guys think about Borat?
Oh, Borat's a class. I love Borat. Oh my
Really?
god.
What do you guys think about the
Is this Cat in the Hat? And it's a fucking turtle. It's just so good.
What's
So
the
perfect.
is it Broken Lizard? Is the studio Beer Fest and Super Troopers?
Is that Artie Lang's?
Beer Fest was okay.
That's not
Beer Fest I loved.
Super Troopers
Oh,
are
I
Beer
love
Fest is
Beer
a
Fest.
classic
I
as
love
well.
Beer Fest, but I think Super Troopers takes it.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's got the eye
How
of the
about,
Jew. Beer Fest,
When
Neighbors.
those boys get that syrup in them.
Neighbors?
Yeah.
Oh,
with
yes.
Seth Rogen and
yeah. Yeah, I guess there have been good. Neighbors 2 was less funny, but I still
Hey, you
enjoyed
got the
Neighbors 2.
40-year-old virgin. I thought it was
Oh, the
pretty
whole
funny,
the whole
too.
Judd Apatow.
Super bad.
Those were good, yeah.
That universe, Evan Goldberg, those guys pump out gold.
What was the movie that just came out recently? It was with Dave Franco and Bryan Cranston.
Oh,
It was like
not
last
Dave
year.
Franco, James Franco.
James
It
Franco,
was
James
Why
Franco.
him? And I
Why
did
him?
see that recently.
Surprisingly, not bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
laughed more than I expected I would.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be really bad. I really
Because
like,
Bryan
shitty.
Cranston was like me if I was a dad in that movie. He's just
Yeah.
fucking cranky.
Like,
and pissed
like
off
James
at
Franco was just doing such like things that made no sense. Where it's like oh, this is riffing on this, but it's like
there was an
I don't know.
aquarium filled with piss. Like, what the fuck?
That was odd.
What did you guys think of the interview? Because I thought it was terrible. Like, not even like offensive
interview was
wise.
so-
I just thought it was
so-
bad.
It's
just
the
dumb.
Seth Rogen, James
I-
Franco one with like the North Korea. I think it was Kim Jong.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the one
that
where they
one.
wouldn't
Yeah,
play
that
it in
wasn't
theaters
that
because they
funny,
were
dude.
worried that Korea was going to bomb us.
The
So
event
then it
around
was like
that was
Netflix and
great.
everything just aired it.
Yeah, but
I
the
mean,
actual-
more people watched it because of that. I mean, the movie
Oh,
wasn't
definitely.
probably gonna
but
do
the movie
well.
was not good. The movie.
The
Yeah, it
beginning
wasn't
was
good.
hilarious when he was when he was interviewing Eminem and Eminem comes out as gay, and I think that joke was amazing, but it just went all downhill from there.
Yeah, way downhill from there. It was funny when Seth Rogen had the bomb in his ass. Like, that was a little funny. Like, it had moments, but overall, it was a pretty bad movie. But so let's pivot a little bit from movies.
Yeah, what do you got?
I was thinking about this the other day because someone mentioned it on a podcast, and then another totally unrelated podcast also mentioned it. And I was like, I wonder if that's something that most people have. Did you guys, when you were little, did you have a fear of aliens?
No.
Yes, I would stay up at night after seeing what's it called? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and 2 parts of that movie literally kept me up at night. I must have been like 7 at the time.
See,
I guess.
for me, it was Mars Attacks. I didn't know it was a comedy because I only saw snips of it, like on TV. It was the part where they zap the guy and then he turns into a skeleton. And that movie, I couldn't sleep growing up. Like, I would always, like, I'd be like, if I hear an alien invade, I'm going to hide under the covers and hold my breath until he walked past me. Like, I don't know. It was just, it's interesting that, like, hearing other people have, like, weird fears that I had as a kid of, like, aliens and, like, weird shit like that. I don't know.
You see, no, that's more rational. So my fears of Hitchhiker's Guide, I was actually 9 years old, was when the dolphins left Earth. It had a song, like, what the fuck was it? It was a song that the dolphins were singing, and while they were leaving Earth, like, that was part of the movie. For some reason, that scared me, like, the idea that, like, I don't even know why it scared me, but just, like, that idea. And then also when the big alien ship was above Earth and blows up Earth in, like, an instant. And I don't know why that would scare me, because, like, what's the fear? Like it's just one explosion. You know, I'd be dead in a second.
See, I was like legitimately scared of aliens invading my like bedroom window.
Yeah, that
and
makes
then coming
sense.
in and killing, like zapping me and killing me.
'Cause that could be
like I was
dangerous. You
really
gotta
little
plan.
too, but
They gotta come to you.
I thought it was interesting that like I heard like multiple people in the same week. Like one was like a podcast that you guys have never heard of, and then one of them, it might have been the Comedy Button, I think, was another one.
I
And I was like,
aliens
it's just
are
so
scary.
weird that like it was like it was one of the things I never thought about. Had anyone also thought this one when they were little, you know? So thought that was interesting. Just wanted to pitch that to you guys.
Why is it scary?
I mean, I'm not
The
scared of it
unknown.
anymore, but growing up, I
unknown.
was like, I don't know why. I was scared that an alien was going to come in my window and zap
if
me.
it ever happens, then aliens come to Earth. I mean, we could assume they're more powerful than we are, right?
If they're able to get to Earth, and
Exactly.
we haven't
If
seen
they
them
want
coming,
to-
then yeah, obviously.
They want to, they could just destroy us probably like this, right?
Imagine 180 Tesla SpaceX. Some alien is like, oh yo, we've never been to Earth before. Let's shoot a car in their atmosphere, just see what happens. And then like we just like randomly like one day see some random shit in our atmosphere. What the fuck is that? But yeah, the funny thing I was scared of when I was 4 years old, we redid the house and we built the third floor, and I was on the third floor and I'm like, 4-year-old scared of shit. And I'm like, oh, this person like opens the window and like comes in, and my dad's like, oh, don't worry, the only people that could come in would be like Spider-Man. And then straight up was scared as shit. Like one day I would open up my shades,
And
see the
Peter
video,
Parker
you
would
could
just
see
be
them,
like, "What's up,
and
kid?"
Spider-Man would just be like looking at me like, hey. I don't know what. Wouldn't that
Why'd
be
that
cool?
scare
But
you? That would've
I
been
was
awesome.
so scared. I know. I was so scared.
That
of
would
that
have been so
idea.
cool.
Like, why are you looking at me, Spider? I don't know. But yeah,
You would have been the only kid in the history of forever that if that happened to them, they would have told Spider-Man to leave.
I would shit my pants. Yeah.
There
I would have
is.
said what up. I would have talked. I'd be like, okay. After I overcome the fear,
You as a 4-year-old intellectual.
Yeah.
I never been afraid of stuff like that, but with the one thing that probably for a couple of days I was kind of afraid of. When I was a kid, we moved into a house, right? My dad, my parents bought a house, and in the basement, for whatever fucking reason, there was a like a poster or it was of metal for whatever reason. A metal poster of Freddy Krueger
Ooh.
with his fucking like hands and shit like that, and the background was like all fucking scary and shit. And a couple days after, me and my sister were playing, I think it was PlayStation 2, a game, I remember what, or PS1, a game in the basement. My parents went to the store, and we had the lights on, and then all the lights just fucking turned off. And I went to I'm like, what the fuck happened? I thought my parents went to the store. So I went back to turn the lights on. The lights didn't turn on, and the door to go upstairs was locked.
Ooh.
And dude,
So
I
you
swear to
couldn't get
God,
to the
and the
fuse
first
breaker?
thing I saw, because the door had a window, the first thing I saw was that fucking poster, dude.
Ha.
And I was
That's-
so scared for like 2-3 days, dude.
That's
I was
kinda fucked
sleeping, and then the door, right? And the door that I was in the first like couple days with my sister, because we just only had one bed because we're moving stuff. It was the first bedroom where you enter the house. So I think someone was like walking up to like ring the door in the night, and we saw the fucking guy, and then he just left for whatever reason, and we thought it was fucking Freddy Krueger trying to get us. Dude, we were so scared of like those for a couple of days. And then I don't know. We told my parents, and they were like, "No, we're in the store. What the fuck? Were we gonna lock you guys on the,
So
on the
what do you
basement?"
think it was? Just like a blown fuse or something?
Everything was fine. Like a couple minutes after,
That's
the
weird.
lights
That's-
turned on by itself, and
Probably
the door
Freddy
wasn't locked.
Krueger, yeah, probably. Probably Freddy Krueger, I'd say.
Dude, I don't know. That shit was scary as fuck, dude.
Frederick Krager. It's actually
Nice.
his name.
Yeah, I thought that story was gonna go a different way. Like you're just like, oh, then you go downstairs and the lights are on and it's not that scary. Because that you ever like experience that where like something as a kid was super scary, but then you go like 10 years later and it's like, what the fuck?
Dude, my
Like,
sister's
this
still
is-
scared of fucking clowns because of it. And she's 23.
Did you see the new
It
one?
fucked her up. No, she has no interest on it, dude. I sent her when the movie was announced.
Tay hates
Like,
clowns too.
I sent her a fucking a picture of it, like The one I'm sure you guys seen it. Like the one that he has a
Yeah.
balloon, and on the back wall says something about a hug or give me a hug or a free hug or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I sent her that. She responded with "fuck you."
Hot nice.
Yeah, she's scared of fucking clowns still for whatever reason. That movie fucked her up.
Yeah. I have no like classic fears, like no like Nathan Drake, like spiders, or no, what does he hate? He hates clowns. Is that what it is at the end of 2? Uncharted 2. He says something.
I don't remember.
But yeah, I feel like it's not like when people say like, oh, I'm scared of spiders or something. Does that mean like you're not scared of like snakes? You know, like I feel like if someone's worthy of
if you
scare,
see a spider, would you
I'd be
jump?
scared.
Like a big ass fucking
aware
spider?
of if I am in danger and then am appropriately scared in that moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have any phobias.
Yeah.
Not yet that you know of.
Yeah.
Nothing that will
you
purely
won't know
paralyze
until
me
something
no matter
happens
what.
and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you won't know until like it happens and you're like, oh shit, I'm scared of this or I'm got a phobia.
But like you have no standard phobia where it's like
nah.
I no claustrophobia, no arachnophobia. Yeah.
Not really. Like I said, like there's things that in the moment I'll be like, I don't want to deal with this right now. But nothing that like you say the word and I'm like, oh my god. Like there's people that you even say the word spider and they're like, oh.
So now, what do you think about people who do have those irrational like? Do you like sympathize that? You feel that? Because I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I guess I get it, but like, how you could be so irrationally afraid of just like a dog, you know? Like, if you see a dog, like you're just so scared of a dog. What's your guys' take on that? Like, you see where they're coming from, or like?
I don't, because I don't go through it. I don't know how it feels. I mean. Yeah. They could explain it to me. I'm still like, just get over it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like.
No, it's like Dick saying it. And like I totally know that, but it's just like I really can't understand how.
Exactly, we can't understand what they're feeling or what they think or whatever, dude. I mean.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, I try to accommodate them within reason. If it starts to get ridiculous, then I'm like, dude, like we gotta like if you're in the middle of something, like let's say you're driving.
I could see myself being a dick.
Don't crash the fucking car because of a spider. You know what I mean?
I could see myself being a dick if like someone's scared of spiders and there's like a spider. I'll probably just grab it and throw it towards them.
Nice.
You're fucking. That's
it gives someone a heart attack.
I'm like, dude, you gotta get over it somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if I do that, but
yeah, that's a little much.
Probably, but I am a dick, so.
Yeah, so this was a good Halloween themed episode
for February. Miguel, what did you want to talk about today?
I really don't have anything.
Thought you said you had something this week. Maybe not.
See, I probably did, but I forgot.
I know, same. I'm pretty sure I had a good topic.
I need to write it down, but
I gotta start writing them down. Maybe I did.
You guys seen the Venom trailer?
Venom trailer. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah,
Why is it terrible?
We don't.
I'm hearing people
why
like,
do we need this
it's
movie?
terrible. It's terrible. But
because
why,
they didn't show Venom. So simple.
But it doesn't explain anything. There's no explanation for anything.
It's just a teaser, bro.
But it doesn't tell you anything though. It's not. I'm not telling. I don't even care
teaser.
about not showing me Venom himself. And I saw a funny meme of Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park where he's like, hello, you do plan on showing us Venom in the Venom movie, right? Yeah. But it's like, that doesn't so much bother me. It's just there's no context for anything in this movie.
Because I think what makes, like, when I heard Venom movie, I got so excited, like, oh, wow, CG Venom or whatever, however they want to make it on screen. I think that's be really cool.
I'm going to stop you guys here.
I don't care that much about Eddie Brock.
I'm gonna stop.
But Eddie Brock was always like a douchebag, meathead, Brock Lesnar lookalike fucking photographer in New York. Now he's all of a sudden in San Francisco. Like, what the fuck? And who's gonna be the bad guy? Carnage?
I don't really care about the coast that much.
It's just weird. Like he was always the opposite of Peter Parker. You know what I mean?
Oh, is the Pete not even gonna be in this one?
Nope. No Spidey.
Time out. Oh. Okay, what I think people are expecting from this movie when they heard Venom. It was going to be a lot of Venom in the movie, right? I think that's what people felt. We're not going to see Venom at all until probably the end.
Then why is it called Venom? Call it Brock.
It's probably like a fucking origin movie, which we probably don't need, but that's what we're going to get.
I just don't
literally what
see why we need
2003
this
Hulk
movie.
did.
I don't
That's
see
what
why
we're
we need this
probably
movie.
gonna get. It's
Oh,
gonna
well,
be
the
more
Ang Lee
like
Hulk is
an okay movie.
drama-based fucking movie, dude. It's not gonna be cartoony and stuff like that. I don't think that's where we're getting.
I don't know. There was that one clip of the bubbly ass fucking symbiote.
Yeah, we're getting the origin story. That's what we're getting.
I just don't know why we need this movie. Because, like, who's going to be... Like,
we
Venom
don't
is
need
an
it.
anti-hero, so who's going to be...
But do we need more Star Wars movies? Do we need
that's a
more
different
fucking?
topic. That's,
Do we need more?
no, don't
we
fucking
need
pivot the
more
subject. We're
fucking-
talking about the Venom movie. Who's going to be the... Because Venom's an anti-hero. He's really a bad
Yeah.
guy, but he's... Technically, you could spin it as an anti-hero. Who's going to be the bad guy in this movie?
It's gonna be him.
It's going to be him. It's going to be Eddie Brock versus Venom. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, probably will.
It's like that's like a 2 back issue fucking comic that you see before.
People are expecting way too much, and it's like you need to fucking come all the way down because Sony hasn't made a good movie in a long time.
I just don't know why this
Like
has
a comic
to be
movie.
like separate from Spidey. Like, why couldn't you just, that's... I don't know why it's necessary.
It is separate.
Because I think what you're saying, like, do we need it, is because it's standalone, and that these days standalone comic movies kind of feel unnecessary. Like, if you're not contributing to this
But not even
overall
that.
story,
It's like Venom's not like Venom's not. He doesn't carry his own comic book. You know what I mean? Like, he's not that interesting
He
of a
does,
guy.
no,
Eddie
Venom
Brock
has-
is a
Venom
bonehead
has his own
photographer
line.
that got taken over by the symbiote. He's not that interesting.
I don't know. I mean,
If
Venom
you want to do
definitely
one
does
of the
have
other
his own
Venoms,
comic book.
fine, but
People
they
are
are
talking
doing
shit,
Eddie
and
Brock.
then
Carnage has his own
imagine the
comic.
movie
Venom
coming
has his
out.
own comic. I guarantee you that.
You know what
And
I'm
being
saying,
great.
though. Like, no one's running out and buying Venom comics. It's a select few, and then everyone else is buying Spidey.
Man,
I
you're
don't know.
hating on
I
that
think
too
you're underestimating.
much, man.
One of my coworkers is super excited. His wallpapers is Venom. Like before, it was like in the beginning. Before it
I'm
was
not saying
like,
I don't
in
like the
movie.
character. It's just, I don't know. I'll wait. I'm gonna give it its chance. I've not very much expectations about it. You want to talk about the Solo trailer? Because that also came out this past week.
Oh, that one sucked too.
Yeah, I thought that was lame.
I thought it was alright. I thought teaser didn't show much. I thought the main trailer was okay.
I don't know. Right now, it's just like shut the fuck up, everyone. Just give me Infinity War. It's just.
Dude, what is going on with Marvel?
What do you mean?
Deadpool, Infinity War, and then Solo. So
Oh.
Disney, I guess,
Disney,
would be.
yeah,
And
Disney,
Fox,
I mean.
Deadpool's technically Fox, but it's
I'm
still
more excited for
why-
Deadpool than
We have
the
Deadpool,
other
Infinity
two.
War, and Solo in the same
That
fucking
is some.
month. What is
that
going
some
on?
EA. I mean, they don't own Deadpool yet, but that is some EA shit.
Even if you take Deadpool out of it, you're still putting Solo and Infinity War in the same
putting
month. What are you
Solo
doing?
next to Infinity War is a weird ass decision.
Wait,
that must
question
have,
for you guys.
Yeah,
Why
it must have business
is,
backing.
And then Ant-Man's like right after.
July, far.
Why is Solo coming out at that time instead of like
December?
or
I don't
whenever-
know. They didn't say anything
It was
specific.
just originally Last Jedi was supposed to be in May, and then they pushed that back too. So these
Why didn't you
movies
just
were
push it
supposed to come out in
December
May.
and fucking sell out.
I don't know, man. I
Why
was
put it in the
expecting
middle
Solo
of
to
all
get
these
delayed.
movies?
Maybe to make 9 seem like, oh, we haven't had a
I mean-
Star Wars in a while. I don't know.
Maybe.
Opposed to
I
a
mean-
year, it's a year and a half now. I think it's kind of whack. Yeah, no,
I,
but
don't know. I thought the Solo trailer was alright. I didn't think it was crazy good, but I thought the tone of the original movie, like the era of the original movies, was right. You know,
yeah, I get. It just still, yeah.
like it looks like that, like a New Hope era. Like it looks like that Rogue One type. You know,
It's just like how many opening night Star Wars Day excite, like how many are we gonna do to, are we done? And I feel like this is kind of the beginning of that fatigue. Like you could say Rogue One was it because like Star Wars after Star Wars,
but
I
Rogue
think
One
this
I feel
is-
like was an exception because it was so from the beginning. It was always its own thing. It's new characters. You knew pretty much the characters weren't going to survive. You know how it ends, so it's just fun seeing the ride to get there.
Yeah.
This Solo movie, I have pretty low expectations for it. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm biased in favor of this movie by default. But I acknowledge it's probably going to be all right at best. But I'm still going to be excited for it. But
I'm
yeah,
interested in the
I am
sales.
fully aware that there's an overload of Star Wars right now.
Can Solo, a Star Wars story, and it's coming close to I mean, like people don't see that many movies a month, you know.
That's what I
So
was thinking too.
Asking people to drop $40.
Deadpool though, Deadpool 2 is gonna be so huge too. It's crazy.
We'll have to wait and see for those sales. May is going to be crazy for months, that is for sure. But
Do you guys think that one of them is not gonna end up like making money?
Infinity
Or you think
War
all three
could probably.
I mean,
$2
Infinity War, I think
billion.
it's gonna make a bunch of money, and I think the other one, Deadpool, is gonna do well. I think Solo is the one that's gonna suffer.
See, I don't want to ever root
I
against a
don't
Star
know.
Wars movie.
I
You know what I
really
mean?
think
Like, like out of the three, in a vacuum, I would say Solo would be the one that would make the least amount of money.
No, definitely.
But you cannot
relatively,
underestimate
maybe you're saying,
the
because
layman that's like, oh, a Han Solo movie. You know,
Deadpool's not going to sell nearly as well because it's R, like right out.
that's a good point. That's a good
I mean,
point.
it's the best
But it's
selling
good budget.
rated R movie ever.
Profit,
I know,
like
but
budget
still-
to profit margin. I think Deadpool will probably be the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny how we in the week we had topics for it, and then we all forgot about it. Cause you had one, Anthony, too, and then you.
I had a second
you
one,
brought
yeah,
it
because
up.
I had the aliens one, and then I had something else that I wanted to talk about. And I can't remember what it was.
Exactly. We need to write it down.
Check out next week when we have written down topics. On
I thought it was kind of fun bullshitting about movies and shit, though. This
This
was
is a
like
good
the
movie
movie
episode,
cast.
movie and horrors.
Oh.
movie and spooks.
I remember mine. I just looked it up. I remember I typed something on the message. All right. Quick thing. So, you guys know PlayStation PG2 shoes, PlayStation. The Paul George
Paul George. Yep.
2
Yes.
fucking PlayStation shoes, all right?
The
I was so
custom
hyped for him.
PlayStation.
I downloaded the app that you needed to download, the Nike app. I don't remember what it's called, Sneakers or something like that. To get in a fucking draft, to maybe get selected, to
That's the
maybe
dumbest
buy
thing
the
I ever heard
shoes.
of.
Now, it's the first time that I never bought any shoes at day one. I'll buy them when they're available. Plus, usually shoes are like fucking $300, $400 nowadays when they come out.
The limited
pointless.
edition shoes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean these were $110. Now, I fucking wake up. I'm ready at 9. I fucking put it on. I collect the fucking draft button, whatever the fuck it was, and like 20 minutes later, oh, sorry, you weren't selected. I'm like, what? And now what? Can I find them somewhere else? I can't find any information on it. Like,
I mean,
Are we gonna get some later
at
or
least
something?
It's more organized and clear cut than
no,
say
fuck
like
that shit. No,
Amiibo
no, wait,
hunting or
wait.
SNES.
See,
Wait,
see,
Classic.
Jeffrey's coming at this from a video game sense. He doesn't understand the world of shoes.
See, wait, give me
I
a
think
second.
it's
dude.
easier to get these shoes.
No, it's not.
It's easier. Hold on. Easier in terms of the method. Dude,
fuck
for
no.
Amiibos, I'm
kidding me?
refreshing 4 different websites. For this, you either know you got it or you didn't get it. That's it.
Specifically this shoe, not for shoes in
Yes.
general.
But you have no clue on how many they have. So you have all these people, they're actually fans, or they just want the shoes because they look fucking amazing. And first of all, you don't know how many they're on sale. Why not have a system to pre-order the fucking shoes?
Well, I mean, that's essentially what you guys were doing, but like, it was just,
But it's so limited.
yeah. That's, I mean, well,
And then
now we're talking about
fucking
it.
like an hour later, I'm
It's like,
checking
why didn't
fucking
they just
Twitter,
let the first
and
200 people do it instead of doing a draft? Like, the draft is weird.
even that, dude. And then you check in Twitter, you check eBay. Their fucking shoes are selling for over $1,000, dude.
People are
Already.
scalping them already. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the
it's
shoes
crazy. I
are
was seeing on Twitter,
$110.
Sid Schumann, head of PlayStation social media, Gio Corsi, vice president of like third-party relations, they couldn't get these shoes, and it's just like,
It's so stupid.
I guess
dude.
Nike's producing
by
them,
Nike.
so-
It's Nike.
yeah. So PlayStation really doesn't.
They're making it so limited.
Maybe Sean Layden gets one.
I'm sure they're gonna end up getting one.
I totally can see Sean Layden wearing them at the E3 conference.
Yeah, but it's like people actually want your product and they want to give you money for it, like in advance before you get the shoes and try them out, and you're saying no, we don't want your money. The fuck are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
Now the question, with all that said, have you guys gotten, or have you guys always wanted something when it's about to come out and you can't get it for around the same reason?
I mean, I eventually did get him with the Amiibos because I just.
The
found
Nintendo
the
Switch
actual-
and the Super Nintendo Classic I did get at launch, but I was terrified that I wouldn't get them at launch. So
Oh, you got the Switch too? The not the Switch, the Classic.
yep, got them both at launch, and I was terrified
NES,
that I
you said,
wouldn't.
right?
The Super,
SNES.
Super Nintendo. I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't
so
get
you
the
got
NES
one.
one, but I didn't care about the NES one.
Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, because that's like my first experience trying to get something at launch that I really
Yeah,
really
those
want.
like I was terrified I wouldn't get them, and I was fortunate enough to have a friend that was very good at acquiring.
Usually, like the stuff
things.
that I want, like let's just say the PS4 or whatever, you're able to pre-order it and you know you're gonna get it.
Yeah, so actually, the Xbox One Day One edition, my best friend Mike and I went to 4 different GameStops the day that because it was E3, I think, right, that they announced like pre-orders are live, and
They announced it, but I remember if they were
whatever
actually
the day it
live
was that
at
they said
time.
pre-orders were live. My best friend Mike and I, just because all my friends were getting Xbox, that's why I got that instead of the PS4.
Okay.
But we literally went to 4 different GameStops, and up until the 4th one, they all only had one each. And him and I were like, no, we're not getting them separate. No, but him and I both were like, we're gonna find a GameStop where we can go to a midnight launch together. So we ended up
Hey,
going to like the fucking like one that's like 20 minutes away, so
That's
that we
not
can
that
both
far.
get them at the midnight launch instead of having to be separate. It was cool.
I mean-
it was kind of a bonding moment. You know what I mean? Like we're like, no, fuck that, we're gonna do it together. You know?
But you know how bullshit those day one editions, right? They're still trying to get rid of them. I fucking
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Because I
last-
worked at Target and we had them for weeks and weeks after they came out.
insane. I
But the it was the pre-orders, and then they would order like 10 extra.
to make it seem like they were limited. A year
Right,
after,
right,
I was seeing day one edition Xbox Ones. I'm
I
like,
hope that happens
It's
with
still
the
my
Switch.
day one
Amazing.
edition controller, but
Which I
I
doubt
have
it.
traded in the console itself because it wasn't branded or anything. But I do have the day one controller just for the sake of collecting.
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna say I have nothing, but I mean, I finally got it. The Mario cereal, Super Mario cereal, was
Oh my
was
god!
literally impossible. Like
Alright.
there, you couldn't buy them online. I eventually you could buy them on Amazon. But there was no like release date for them. They just like would show up in your Target. But I eventually got them because I did an in-store pickup.
Well, that type of thing, yeah, it's
for
SKU
one,
based.
for
It's
two
like
of them,
it's
and
not.
then they gave me one, and it was broken. The box was like imagine
Smashed.
like yes, a smash box.
Trust me, I told you I used to work at Target. I've seen it all. So, all right, this isn't typically a video game podcast, but I kind of want to see where you guys are at right now. Just kind of a yearly check-in as far as the console wars. Where do you think we're at right now? Do you think Sony is still like where do you think we're at? Like is Xbox making progress with the Games Pass? Are they making up ground? Not sales wise, they're never going to catch the PS4. But do you think that they're making like the goodwill that they've built up? Do you think it's going to help them? Do you think Nintendo actually has a chance of staying as hot as they are, or is Sony just going to shit on everyone despite the fact that they've been making bonehead like customer like they haven't really been consumer friendly as much as Xbox and Nintendo? Where you guys stand? Just real quick. Just like an annual check-in. We'll do that. We'll do like every February. We'll do a check-in on the console wars.
Nintendo could easily maintain the success if they're just like thinking smart, like just keep releasing games and
Third-party
I don't
support.
even know.
Third-party support.
yeah, I guess continue the third party.
That's
Yeah,
the major thing.
And PlayStation, I don't think PlayStation lose like
I don't think they have anything to worry about.
they have
But
to
do you
fucking
think
do some
eventually
offensive
them
shit.
not being as consumer-friendly as the other two is gonna end up maybe not hurting Sony, but letting the others make up some ground?
Yeah, they'd have to
Alright.
be caught doing something stupid. Yeah, when we go.
Unless Sony or PlayStation comes out and announces PS5 and it's gonna be the cell processor and it's gonna be $1,000, I don't think they're gonna mess it up.
Imagine? Could you fucking imagine?
I think they learn pretty well. They recover, but yeah,
That goddamn
I think
cell
they're
processor.
okay. They're gonna keep doing what they're doing right now.
I do think Microsoft is making leaps and bounds versus where they were.
I was gonna go into that. Microsoft, I think they're doing great with the Games Pass. I think they're gonna end up fucking themselves later on for the next console, especially
don't
with
think so.
GameStop and maybe Amazon and stuff like that. They're not gonna be able to sell the actual console unless
It is a
you're
huge
getting
gambit.
it from Microsoft.
It's a huge
But
gambit that they're making with this digital
They need to
thing.
do it, dude. They need to push it more towards the theory.
I do think that
need to
the
push it
Games
more.
Pass having their first-party games at launch is going to be huge. I think it's going to cause a ripple effect eventually. I don't think Sony does anything like that anytime soon.
Oh, not anytime soon.
But I think eventually like they're going to have to adopt something like that, though.
Yeah, it's going to be to the next generation. It's not going to happen right now. And Nintendo, I don't know. I think they're going to go downhill from here.
This year is going to be interesting because we don't have a Zelda or a Mario this year.
Yeah.
There's not really much announced as far as first-party stuff. It was a huge year. I'm very interested to see where they go this year.
They're going downhill, in my opinion.
I think they're gonna drop a little bit and then stay level.
No, I think they're going downhill.
I don't think
so. Okay, now I'm gonna explain why.
Okay, no,
give me a second, bro. You're cutting me off, man. Let me shine, bro.
All right, good. Fucking Krillin.
They're not gonna release anything as big as Mario.
Or Zelda.
They're not gonna release anything Zelda. They're not gonna release anything in fucking 3 years probably. The Pokemon, that's not coming out. That's
not this year. That is not.
It's like people.
If that is this year, I will
Pokemon. It's not coming out this year.
What do you think the odds
Smash
are?
Brothers. If there's a Smash Brothers, it's gonna be a remaster. I don't think it's gonna be a new one.
See, I think
Fire Emblem is coming out this year, though. Fire Emblem Switch.
I think that's not gonna be as big as people think.
It'll be big for the Nintendo fans, not for people. It's not going to bring in
people
new units, but it will sell units to the people.
It's already out. Mario and Zelda, and Mario Kart.
What are the odds that a new Animal Crossing comes?
Yeah, exactly. But hold on, Miguel. Look at this. The games now. People have Mario, Zelda on their Switch. Now they own a Switch. Now Faye comes out. Oh well, I already have these other couple games on the Switch.
You want to ask me? I haven't bought anything else on it.
See, I'm the opposite. I wasn't gonna buy a Switch, but then I got one and I bought a fuck ton of games.
I get it, but how many people are just getting it for those top games?
I guess.
I think there's more people buying it just for like Mario Kart, and Zelda than actually people like yourself, like you, Jeffrey. They're buying small games on it.
I think there are enough commuter.
That's more
like a commuter audience. That
Japan is like predominantly a handheld market.
Yes.
So
I'm sure they're gonna do better over there than over here, especially with that.
But I just want to know what you guys think. What are the odds that we get a Animal Crossing this year or in 2019?
Honestly, 100%. I don't care. 19, I don't like the series.
100%.
I don't like the series, so I don't care.
I wanted Animal Crossing so fucking.
Yeah,
bad.
no, I really hope they come out
It's so
this year.
stupid in my opinion. I don't get it. It's so
Nintendo
it's
often
dumb.
does announce games in E3 for fall, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes,
I would love an Animal Crossing this year.
But yeah, that's that.
That's the state of the industry. We can call that.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna do better than them? Than Nintendo?
The Ouya?
No.
Ridiculous.
Someone's coming
Shield.
back, bro. Sega. Dreamcast. Dreamcast number 2, boys. It's coming.
Isn't Atari making an Atari box?
Yeah, I heard something like that.
So
Atari
stupid.
box.
It's like so overpriced.
So
it's ridiculous.
I was saying, last thing, and we'll close it off after this. Wouldn't it be cool or just like beneficial to society if I forgot, like the Museum of Video Games or something. I think there's like one like big archival like museum. I think it's in Germany or something. If they just like develop, like take like all these like authentic, like solid like ports, I guess, or just like recreations or whatever, like copy the code over and make some like old school compilation and just like release it free on consoles, just so people could like archive.
It would never be free. It would never be free.
But
I would be okay paying for it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair. But it's like it should be public domain at this point, and it should just be like an educational.
Now you're
thing.
talking like old school, like Commodore,
Pong,
64, like,
Centipede.
You're talking like the really, really, really old shit.
Yeah.
Like predating NES old shit.
Yeah. Like, would it really kill Namco's profits if they released the first version of Pac-Man? Like, I don't know.
I mean, didn't they release Pac-Man for like $2 on PS4? It's not like they're charging an arm and a leg for it.
It's an altruistic idea, but I think that would just be like really like helpful for like archival.
I like the idea, but I think you would have to price it at like $20.
Even if it's $20, $20. Hey, you're the 20 most.
I could see something like that, like a
games ever, before 1980.
But then you're facing the whole thing about like digital licenses. You don't technically own it; you own the license to it. That whole argument too. So.
Yeah. Oh no. It would be a business possibility, but I think if everyone was nice enough, we'd get old games on our system.
Interesting.
Let us know what you think about archiving.
I posted that in
History
the
of games.
Discord, and you could find the Discord on facebook.com/groups/psbestfriends
Here's
on
a little-
the sidebar.
Here's a little tease for next week that I wanted to do it this week, but I forgot, and I just remember. Right at the end. Great, huh? But it works, it's a little teaser. Plus, it's a question that you guys can let us know what you guys think on it, too.
It's a good idea.
Aliens. If it happens that they come here and, they're fucking here, what do you think people are going to do?
Oh, we are 100%
Like, what
going
they're
to shoot them.
What was that?
We are 100% going to shoot them in the face.
Really? Okay.
That's not even a question.
Stop. Don't.
All right, we'll talk about it next week.
We're keeping next week, but let us
Find
know.
out next
I would like to
time.
know what we're gonna do. What religion, especially what is gonna happen with that.
I have maybe a divisive question for next week that has to do with religion as well. We'll save that for next week. It's gonna be
dude, it's so
it'll
much
be
good stuff.
it'll be a little divisive. I'll bring it up next week though, because we're
All
running
right, I like it.
Check in for that. But yeah, let
Close
us know
us
about
out.
the aliens.
Close us out.
Send that into any of our possible things. Like
You
name
can
a
check us
couple,
out on
Anthony.
Facebook, facebook.com/groups/PSBestFriends. You can check us out on Twitter at PSBF Podcast. You can email us at PSBestFriendsPod, or just one other thing. Oh, the Discord is it's a pinned link on our Facebook group, so go check that out as well. Or
It's all
you
in
can
the
message us.
description on the side. You just have to hit see more, and you'll get it as well.
But let us know what you think about aliens or movies or pretty much anything we talked about this week. It was kind of all over the place, but it was a fun conversation,
Yeah.
just kind of going back and forth.
Let us know if you guys want to see. Should we put ads on Pornhub now that they're doing them?
What?
It's a good question. It's
What?
a good question. Do you
Right?
want
It's
us
a good
to
question.
put ads on Pornhub?
On Pornhub?
I don't know what I don't know where that came from. What?
What you're telling me you
I'm so
haven't
confused.
gone to Pornhub, dude?
No, I just don't
You
know
don't
what.
watch
Like,
porn?
where did that come from? What are you talking about?
I don't know. It just came
What?
in my head, dude.
I mean, yeah. You know what, guys? We gotta put ads somewhere.
Yeah,
We are not.
I
We are
mean-
just to clarify. We are not sponsored by Pornhub.
Oh, shouts out, Kiran Maharaj.
Oh,
baby.
yes.
Good
Baby.
show.
Oh yeah! Shout out! Congratulations,
Shout
my
out,
friend.
man.
Out to babies. If you want your baby to be mentioned on the show, let us know in the Facebook group. If you
We
have
are the
one,
baby cast.
the baby cast. All right, where? Let's close it out.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah,
imagine if it
it's
was
like 8
triplets.
o'clock, and usually we record this way earlier in the show. But I
Yeah,
lost
I
power
remember.
earlier in the day, so we had to do it later. So
If you
we're
have
really
a
fucking
baby,
tired.
he'll be on the show. That's it. That's
Send
the
your
rule.
baby to Jeffrey Mizrahi in Brooklyn.
Thank you.
New
We'll
York.
put it on the show.
Send the baby.
First class mail.
I don't know.
God.
Does he need all that leg room?
This is
Express
just
shipping?
devolving into the most beautiful tragedy I've ever seen. Thank you for listening to episode 3 of Cocktail Hour. I'm Anthony. Jeffrey's over there. Miguel's down there. We will catch you all next week.